Good morning. Today we're going to challenge the convert box. Okay, now many of you used it before, but it's got so many options. I was just curious to see if maybe something in there that you could use. Okay, so I've taken an image here, this raw image, the one with the magenta file name, and I've placed it in the queue. And as simple as that, I'm going to right click and say convert image. Okay, well, obviously, if you just want to make a JPEG out of it, you just click OK, and it makes a JPEG, which includes any and all filters that you had added to the image during your processing. Okay, so that takes care of that. But supposing you wanted to do something else. You wanted to say, I want to have a peek at this thing, and I want to change the sharpening, or I want to change the saturation and see what it looks like. Okay, without changing the actual filters that you added to your raw image. Okay, so you can change the numbers in the saturation box, you can change the numbers in here, you can do just about anything you want. Okay, and that would be adding to or replacing filters that you had before. Just want to comment that adding to the filters is not additive actually. So if you had a 2 and a 100 before and you put in a 3 and a 100, it does not become a 5 and a 200. Okay, it just changes. Okay, so that's just for clarification's sake in there. Okay, so hang on and we'll show you some more. Okay. Um, you have your choice here, by the way. You can say add the new filters to what's already there, or you can put a dot in this box and say, wait a minute, I want to make a new set of filters. Okay, but you won't be erasing the old ones, so it's a safe thing you can do anytime you like. Okay, all right, let's move on to the next item. Let's see what we want to show you this time. Oh, this one, this one here is ignore all the filters so that you'll produce a JPEG that is the original, before any additional sharpening or saturation or anything like that. So there's another option for you, okay? Okie dokie. Now the next thing we're going to look at is, we're going to skip over this for a moment. Let's look at honor print crops and stamps, which actually means that if you do any print cropping, I think it's best to show rather than describe. So if you had this image in here and you went into the page editor and you decided to crop it a little bit like this, okay, and you said done, and then you went into convert like this, okay, and you had this checked, honor print crops and stamps, when you did your conversion, look what you get. You get this guy. It honored the crop you did in the print crop. Okay, let's get rid of this so we don't clutter up our desktop too much here. There we go. And let's get rid of this so we don't have that bothering us. Okay, we're all back to normal now. And let's go back into the convert box again and see what else we have. Okay, now this is the prefix and the suffix with the letter Q. I use the file name and then Q. The reason I do it that way is, as you saw, my new JPEG comes up right next to my original. I don't have to go hunting for it, but it's a matter of personal preference. You can put the Q in front of the file name. Maybe you have a whole batch of these things, you want them all put together, so you'd use the Q in front of it. Okay, the date, well, your choice. You can have the original date or the today's date when you create your new converted file. Okay, and now for the next one. This one's just a tad more complex than the previous ones. It is perform a profile to profile conversion. The blue is just setting the default. In other words, I set my default to yes, perform the conversion. You don't want it, just take it out. That's all. If you want it to stay out, you set it as the default. Okay, that's pretty simple. What am I actually saying though? I'm saying that if I take out this check mark, I'm going to create a JPEG, okay, which has the same color space as the original. Okay, I'm going to leave my pointer on this new JPEG, and if you look down at the bottom of the screen, you see at the right-hand edge of the hotbar, it says Canon EOS 20D Q image and then a V4. That means that I have, oh, and asterisks before and after the word Canon and the V4. That means that this particular image that I created is in the exact same color space as the original, and it's embedded. That's what the asterisks indicate. It's embedded so that no matter what place you put it, what program you use, or who you send it to, it's going to be in that color space. Okay, let's delete that and get back and look at some more stuff. Okay, back to the convert box again. And here we go. Now, the from box is this little left-hand arrow, the word input, and the right-hand arrow. Okay, it's a greater than and less than sign, of course. Now that just tells QImage that whatever the color space is, whatever it's tagged to or embedded or however it is, use it. Okay, that's all it's saying. Now the convert to is what you set it at. Here's your box that you can pick whatever you want to have it converted to. I use RGB. Okay, that's pretty common, especially when you're making JPEGs and people look at them on the screen, which is RGB, so it's a perfect match. Okay, let's move on. Okay, I think the only thing we didn't touch on yet is the type of file. Okay, well, there's a whole movement around today. I'm sure you've all heard of it. It's called the transgender bathroom selection. It's how you woke up this morning and how did you feel? Do you feel like a JPEG or do you feel like a TIFF? Well, it makes no difference. Just kind of select how you feel for the day. If you feel like a TIFF, you can just tick the TIFF box, and lo and behold, we've got a TIFF. The TIFF, if you look down at the lower left-hand corner of the hot box, is 24 megabytes. Okay, almost 25. That's pretty husky for a raw file that was only, what, 8. Okay, so if we get rid of this guy, like that, and we go back in here to convert, and this time we woke up this morning and we're a JPEG, and you do your conversion, you can see, same place, 4 megabytes, okay? So it's a space saver to use the JPEGs, and if I'm at 95% quality, you can't tell the difference. Impossible. Maybe if I saved it 50 times over itself, it would start to deteriorate as a JPEG, but as it stands for what we do, you cannot tell the difference. Okay, gang, hope you enjoyed yourself. Hope you got a few things you didn't know before, and we'll see you next time.